I want to say welcome everybody. Good evening and welcome to our I was going to say Wednesday because we used to do this on Wednesdays, but it's a Tuesday, right? And Doctor in the house. I have the great privilege of alternating on a weekly basis with Dr. David Silverman. And we're going to discuss the ASEA Redox technology, which for some people have actually called this the greatest anti-aging and athletic performance of our break time in our lifetime. My name is Dr. Carolyn Hoffman, and I'm a traditional naturopath. And I'm based out of Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia, and I've spent about the last 20 years in exploring health as a whole in my field. How do we age more slowly? That's the kind of thing I think everybody loves to look at. How do we remain vibrant? That's a really important thing, maintaining activity right to the end of our life. And, even more importantly, may we never know what we prevent without medication. I think that's a really important one. And nearly 10 years ago, I turned down this information on ASEA. So if you are here tonight and you're skeptical, I've been where you are, so that is a perfectly natural place to be. And by the end of the talk today, I hope that you're going to see why I'm so excited about what I think of as the missing link. And I want to know, perhaps you know how to recognize a breakthrough. I mean, I certainly didn't recognize this as a breakthrough when I turned it down in 2011. It's 15 years before penicillin actually came to the market. And the breakthrough behind the company ASEA, whose redox technology we're going to discuss, has actually been compared to the discovery of penicillin. But since seeing is believing, investing in something like Edison's light bulb certainly would perhaps have been much easier to recognize as the breakthrough that it would have been. Over the next 30 minutes, I'm going to cover third-party science of redox, why and how our body makes these molecules and how they impact our health and the pets and plants that we have, the anti-aging benefits, athletic performance, and the proactive lifestyle based on complete cellular health. And finally, I'm going to look at why I was drawn to this purpose-driven income and the ability to actually impact the lives of people around the world, but through meaningful relationships, and the ability to also have a legacy of my own. So what is the next wave for our health? Well, the last 40 years has certainly been about nutritional supplements, antioxidants, detoxification, superfruits, exotic juices, essential oils, and one of the more latest ones is CBD oil. And I've spent the last 20 years actually in this whole arena, providing materials for our cells to use which don't actually address the cellular communication. But the next wave of things is going to be basically how our cells communicate, because our very existence is actually controlled by tonight's topic, something called redox signaling molecules. Now, if this is such a breakthrough, you're probably saying to yourself, well, how come I don't know about it? And I get that. I mean, it's kind of how I felt originally. And as it happens, most medical doctors don't even know about this either. So you're in good company. But, as you can see from this slide, everybody from Vanderbilt to University of Virginia to Harvard to South Carolina, UMC, every major university actually has either a redox department or redox research. And in the decades since scientists have actually discovered redox signaling molecules, more than 18,000 peer-reviewed papers have been written supporting their vital function in every major system of our human body. There have actually been 21 years of redox world conferences based in Paris, France, where doctors come from every continent to share the latest research. And so you can see some of those places. Nobel laureate James Watson, who won the Nobel Prize for the double helix DNA, actually believes that diseases are a redox deficiency. And he's published in The Lancet to talk about specifically diabetes, cancer, and brain disorders. And the doctors are basically lagging in their understanding of redox. And if one goes to the National Institute of Health, the research place where we put in the words that we're looking for, and we put in the word redox, you'll see in excess of 200,000 published studies. Gray papers found on Google Scholar are actually in the millions. And then Google, remember, is nothing more than an unregulated search engine. It kind of is the public wall of opinion. And I know that because I went there when I first started looking at this, and I read all those opinions that you'll see there about saltwater and saltwater scams, except I actually researched a lot of those opinions, only to discover that some of those ones that look really authoritative were actually just financially motivated, or they were pharmaceutically driven. And that makes a big difference. Another great place for reference, if you're interested on ASEA'S science itself, is also ASEA'Science.com, and that's the third-party research done on ASEA. So to conclude, you know, this is research that's actually been around since the Nobel Prizes were awarded in the 1990s, over 10 years before ASEA even came to market. So it's not new, even if it's new to you. And if that's not enough evidence, let's look at the mainstream awareness. In 2016, the Huffington Post actually described this as one of 5 emerging technologies that would shape our lives in the coming years. And that's actually a pretty enormous statement if you think about it. An opportunity to actually insert redox signaling molecules into your body, helping to repair and replenish your aging cells. In June 2019, Forbes magazine actually recommended ASEA for gig workers. So again, even the market is beginning to pay attention. So having established kind of the science that's out there and the decades of independent research, let's talk about how this actually impacts our health. So I wonder, have you ever wondered why we age? And especially if you look at yourself in the mirror, you know, we know that we're going to look different between the ages of 16 and 60 and beyond. And we see and feel those visible agents of signs of aging, both in us as our skin slows down from 28-day renewal to 90-day renewal by the time we're 50. But also we have less energy and we recover slower, and you know, the wrinkles on the outside are really just a reflection of that wrinkling on the inside on our organ level. Our brain also loses with time, it loses the neurons that maintain mental acuity and memory. And we're taught that aging is really inevitable. We know that that is true. I mean, we're all going to die, but it's more about how we live as we get there. And here is an example of how this redox signaling technology can almost defy that process of aging. You know, how is it possible to look younger in your late 80s than you did 3 years earlier? And how was it possible that my husband, when he had a 20-year struggle to be able to breathe and exercise, could suddenly see a change with ASEA within 2 weeks? Well, let me explain some of that. Well, you know, we literally live and die by our cells, or more specifically by the way that our cells actually function. And because of the signaling and the function of every cell relies upon these redox signaling molecules, because they regulate every major system in the body. But by the time you notice that something in your body is off, you know, your cells are actually already known it for quite some time, because the health of the system of the body begins at that cellular level. So whether your health challenge is in your heart or your lungs, your skin or your nervous system, maybe it's your immune system or your digestion, communication in that system is actually broken down. Our body actually makes redox signaling molecules as part of the ATP production of energy in our mitochondria. And that also makes 2 molecules called reductants, negative charges, and oxidants, positive charges, which they now call redox for short. When in balance, our health is actually also in balance, and with communication pathways keeping us at peak performance. Now, our mitochondria uses the saline in the cells to manufacture the ATP and the redox. And this is the reason that there's a lot of misleading information about this being salt water. But you and I know that we are made of salt water. I mean, think about it. If you ever tasted your tears or tasted your sweat, you know that it tastes salty. And so it's not such a mystery, really. It just seems to be somewhat of a mystery for people who don't understand the nature of this particular breakthrough. You know, we have an abundance of essential redox signaling molecules in our youth. And as we age, and as also stress and environmental toxins weaken our defenses, we produce less and less with each decade. And what we have also becomes a lot less efficient, so which that directly impacts the way that we look and the way that we feel with that age. Now, these cellular messengers actually help the body detect the problems within our cells. They protect the natural lifespan of each cell, and they repair the damage such as a cut or trauma. And without this communication, ASEA'S ASEA'S actual science has proven that we literally can't heal. So kind of think about how significant that is. You know, if you were to cut yourself, or think about it when you cut yourself next time, if you didn't have these signaling molecules, your body would literally not be able to stop bleeding and repair that cut. They also replace aging or unhealthy cells with new cells, and that's really significant. Science has shown us that aging cells actually forget to die off, and with activity, they actually go around and recruit other cells to do the same thing, causing more inflammation and also causing age-related diseases. So we want to make sure that our cells are able to make sure that they really replace themselves timely, and every time that there's a problem, they need to be producing new cells for us. But here's the challenge in redox biochemistry. These molecules are a bit like a firework. They don't hang around. The scientific breakthrough actually wasn't in the making of these molecules. Science has actually been doing that since the 90s. That's decades before ASEA came on the scene, manufacturing molecules with a lifespan of only 10 to 30 minutes, which people actually had to consume immediately. ASEA'S breakthrough is that it simply found a way to extend the lifespan to over 1 year, and that made the first commercially available source of redox signaling molecules. So ASEA had to engineer a technique that can create a supplement composed of actual signaling molecules using the same saline process that the body actually uses. And our cells make the molecules in nanoseconds. ASEA'S 3-day groundbreaking patented process suspends them in pristine solution that delivers trillions of these molecules. ASEA is not a drug. It's really important we make that very clear, and we can't diagnose, treat, or cure any condition. This is a breakthrough, and it's the first of its kind because it provides the only way to replenish and to maintain peak levels of stable, rejuvenating redox signaling molecules. Now, you're going to see the ingredients as sodium chloride and water. That's that salt water thing again. And just like baking, when you bake from scratch, the result of the baking isn't the initial ingredients, such as the butter or the sugar and the flour. It may be the end result of that chemical transformation into the pound cake. And so how do you prove that the end result is not salt and water? Well, each batch is actually tested and validated by a third-party laboratory called Bioanalytics to be redox certified. And because the drugs have side effects, including death, Bioanalytics actually validates about 80% of the medications that are on the market, and as required by the FDA for safety and manufacturing standards. And so this is the label that you'll see on every bottle. Safety standards also show that ASEA actually has no toxicity whatsoever. There's no allergic potential because it's native to our body. It's not natural. Blueberries are natural, but we don't make those. It's native. And there are also no drug interactions. So that would be an important thing. How can this benefit? You know, well, can it help or can it hurt? Well, it certainly can't hurt. It can only help. And so redox molecules are actually also our 911. And so if you had a fire in your home, you know, you're probably going to use your cell phone to call the fire brigade. Well, if you had a poor signal, the fire truck may not be able to locate you. But I want you to think of that fire truck with the hoses and the ladders and the water and the materials as materials for your cells. And this is where I spent the first 20 years of providing nutritional materials for my clients. When I started to understand redox as a whole, I began to wonder, what if? You know, what if this was the missing link, the thing that would kind of make everything else just click together and work much better? Once I really realized what I got my hands on, I actually realized that I'd spent the last 20 years sending the fire truck, but actually never telling it where to go because we didn't have an amplification of signals. So redox molecules amplify those signals and allow that fire truck to know how to find the house and to put the fire out. So ASEA is the first and only cell signaling supplement, even after 10 years in this market. ASEA partners with prestigious third-party research facilities who do testing and provide ASEA with information on why this product helps people see so many diverse benefits. So if you're an athlete, you'll want to look at Dr. David Neiman's work at Appalachian State Human Performance Labs. and he does numerous amounts of testing related to athletic performance. But I actually want to go on and explore the TAUERET Labs gene study. Now, genes actually turn off with age and stress and environmental damage, and TAUERET Labs is a leader in genetic testing, and they ran an 8-week double-blind placebo-controlled study to establish if drinking ASEA had any positive impact on gene signaling. Well, what they found was pretty astounding, not just pretty astounding, it was absolutely astounding. 100% of the people taking the Redox actually had a 20 to 31% improvement in 5 major gene signaling pathways: immune system, inflammation, cardiovascular health with vein elasticity, gut health with improvement in enzyme production, and hormone signaling supporting vitality and wellness. You know, people on the saltwater placebo actually had a 0% response. And folks, you know, those kinds of responses just don't happen in studies. And for me as a practitioner, you know, I looked at this and it was like, well, this is a no-brainer, because every health challenge that comes in the doorway to me is in there somewhere in those 5 health pathways, if not in every single one in some circumstances. So think about, what could this mean for your health challenges? And if we look at the inflammatory signaling pathway called the ERG1, you'll see that this actually impacts 15 other pathways. So the areas that affect things such as our mood, the way that we sleep, for example, thyroid and insulin signaling. And the pathway number 4 is the NRF2. The reason I didn't look at ASEA back in 2011 when I was researching this particular field. You know, this is a huge internal production of antioxidants, so that's enormous for the body. In another double-blind study on ASEA, glutathione increased by 800%, and studies in the Lancet show that all major related diseases, age-related diseases in particular, are directly tied to a lack of glutathione, so that single fact alone would be worth this product. You know, people take antioxidant supplements, but don't often realize that without redox signaling, they don't work. It's like the switch that turns them on. So I hope you have a sense of how significant this actually is for our overall health. I want to go on to look at the anti-aging technology. Now, 5 years after the liquid came on the market came the breakthrough in a topical application called RENU28, and further clinical studies showed an increase in 20+% for things like smoothness and wrinkles and elasticity. But most important elements, in my opinion, were those of the 16% improvement in skin cell renewal and 50% increase in blood flow. You know, good blood flow is essential to a healthy tissue at any stage in our life, and skin cell renewal speaks to the body's repair and healing mechanisms. So, I mean, if you use a massage therapist to improve your circulation, this is basically like having a massage therapist in your pocket working for you every single day. And all this comes from a product that simply is made from salt and water and a silica clay to suspend the molecules and a pH balancer. I mean, that is just amazing. ASEA'S RENU Advanced is actually the only redox-based skincare system on the market. It's designed to be synergistic with the RENU28. And again, clinical studies show significant improvements in fine lines, hydration, tone, and skin renewal once more. This is actually a very clean skincare line because it literally has no toxic chemicals, no GMOs, it's gluten-free, which is also really important if you are a gluten-challenged person. The cleanser and the moisturizer are also oxygen attractors to support and work synergistically with the RENU28. The moisturizer also has a probiotic for bacterial protection of the skin. And the intensive serum, the dark blue skinny little tube there, actually is a 10 times concentration of the Redox, whereas the RENU28 is a 3 times concentration. Here are some of the results on one of those third-party clinical studies. This is Dermatest from Germany. They ran a 28-day study on RENU showing some of the improvements in things like wrinkles and skin challenges in our youth, often returning in middle age, unfortunately, and as well as fine lines. This is Dr. Martin Marin. He's an NIH veterinary researcher, and he tried the RENU28 on just on one side of his face. You know, that difference is really clear. And finally, Rosie, this is the photograph we showed you earlier, and proof that ASEA literally works from both the inside out and the outside in, restoring something native to our body. You know, it's the exact kind of redox molecules that we create for ourselves, but in quantities that we need for optimum health. While you're waiting for your own healing story with the Redox liquid, go out and put the RENU 28 on 10 people with something that hurts and watch what happens. I did that with everyone that came into my office for the first 2 weeks, just to prove to myself what this could do to help people, and was it something I was really interested in. I asked clients to rate their level of discomfort and then apply the gel 3 times in 5 minutes, wait another 5 minutes, and then we would re-rate their discomfort. You know, it was really interesting that it didn't matter what the issue was, whether it was a hip discomfort, whether it was sinuses, it was a headache, whether it was a broken toe. Literally everybody saw an improvement. And some people actually went from a level 8 discomfort down to a 2 in 1 minute, and then to a 0 within 10. It kind of blew me out of the water. I was amazed. Some people went from a 6 to a 2 in 10 minutes. And by reapplying, the discomfort just continues to diminish. So if it doesn't shift entirely, just apply it again and wait and see. You know, you'll find that optimum point for your body. That was enough to definitely convince me that this could help a huge amount of people. And for entrepreneurs, you know, this is very much a game changer because it begs the attention to learn about the redox. So if you haven't experienced the gel tonight, as you're on the call this evening, just make sure that your friend shows you how powerful this product is. Our final health category is in athletic performance, and ASEA fuels the performance for many Olympic athletes and professional athletes, both for improved endurance and strength, recovery and mental stamina. In another study, mice drinking ASEA actually had a 29% increase in stamina over the tests that they ran when they weren't on ASEA. And mice don't run anything extra just for the sake of it, let alone 29%. And if that was salt water, well, I guess nobody told the mice. That was certainly very true. You know, we even have some athletes who are now in their 50s breaking their personal best records as Ironman athletes that they made when they were in their 20s. And I think most of us on this product know that we kind of feel like we've become at least 10 or 20 years younger once we've been on it for a while. So whether you're a professional athlete, an amateur, or just simply wanting more energy from your everyday living, which is what I saw in the first 2 weeks, this is going to help all of us. Finally, complete cellular health. You know, ASEA is the only company that actually provides both the labor, which is what you're seeing in the ASEA Redox, and then the materials to complete that cellular health. And realizing that they needed redox compatible nutrition, ASEA actually spent 3 years creating ASEA Via. These are all the products that you can see on there, and the source, for example, provides us with the nutrients, all of the nutrients and the minerals and the enzymes that are missing from our diet due to the nutrient deficient food supplies that we now consume. Biome is a product that promotes natural immunity in our gut bacteria with diverse strands of probiotics, including prebiotics, and slippery elm, which helps really encourage those things to stay around in the gut longer and get a longer benefit, more sustained benefit. LifeMag supports active lifestyles. It's not about simply trying to sustain activity as you get older, but just for everybody. Active lifestyle, cognitive health, eye health, skin improvements, and heart health. And the final most recent product is Omega, which is a unique product providing exceptional quality from omega-3, 5, 7s for heart and brain. And nowadays that is an absolute staple as much as we think of as a multivitamin as a staple. Omegas are now an absolute requirement for age-related protection and for everything to do with how challenging our diets are. ASEA Redox is actually an innovative product. That's really how we have to think of it, and because it helps the body generate energy, activate antioxidants, and work in a way that it should. And no matter what your body's vulnerability may be, ASEA's cellular communication is going to start right away. And why do we know that? Because ASEA has actually been shown to make positive shifts in blood serum markers over a 24-hour period. In other words, as soon as we actually drink it, it's starting to work. Now, that doesn't mean that you are actually going to feel anything within the first week or even first month, but definitely over the first 3 months, 90% of people actually experiences changes that they're hoping for. So we always say to people, not simply with this, if you're in my practice, I'll say 4 months, but certainly with the SEA, we suggest that you commit to giving your body time to make that improvement over at least 3 months. Benchmark everything about your health and track the very subtle things and the small changes to those that are your priority. My clients will start with drinking 4 ounces a day, and after 1 week with me move up to the clinical study amount of 8 ounces a day for the first month or more, sometimes depending upon their health challenge and their age. And we do this in my clinic for at least 4 months to give us in line with the changes that take place in blood work. And this kind of sets the right mindset of expectation and will help everybody really provide for the best outcome. You know, over the past 10 years, hundreds of thousands of people have experienced the only way to help the cells with this kind of communication and more effectively from a resource that's actually outside of our body as opposed to relying upon what we're producing. And from my 3.5 years of experience of working with this technology, I actually think of it now as the single most influential product that I've ever experienced, both personally and also for my clients. So I hope that your next step would to be at least to be a customer. Order 2 cases for the ASEA liquid and some tubes of the RENU 28 and just start changing your health both from the inside and the outside. Most people like to get the preferred customer account to save at least $30 a case, and since the goal should be to do it for 3 months, you're also going to start earning loyalty rewards from regular orders that can be cancelled at any time, so there's no commitments here. Now, if you're already sitting here thinking about other people, maybe that's your kind of nature, those other people that need help, and you then look at the associate account, which allows you to share that information and to be rewarded. And choose from a range of the discounted packs, which offer a lot of free gels, some loyalty points for that first purchase, and ongoing support. And let us help teach you and support you to share this message, because we need as many people as we can for this cause that we're on, and your friend can definitely explain those options. So I just want to take the last few minutes to talk about what this company is and why would it be worth your time beyond just the patented technology and the benefit for your own health. The piece that has basically become a home for myself and for my husband basically for the rest of our lives. This is something we plan to do forever. ASEA'S science was destined for the pharmaceutical route. When Bertis Norton, who's the retired CEO and chief strategist for Kraft Foods, bought the initial research and the patents, and he tasked Dr. Gary Samuelson, the atomic medical physicist, with the challenge of stabilizing these molecules. You know, this was simply a business plane, but the pivot from the business investment into a legacy company for Bertis and Tyler Norton, with a mission to actually improve the lives of people around the world, established a very different ethos within the direct sales industry, offering people an opportunity to be part of something really special. And they turned down a life-changing financial offer in favor of the people who found hope with this technology. And to find out why they turned that down and this enormous sum of money that they were offered, I really want you to go and look at the ASEA Genesis story. So take a look at the website amazingmolecules.com and you'll see why they were led by their heart and who they are as people and what makes this company so unique. This is ASEA'S FDA production facility where the molecules are made in Salt Lake City, and the products are actually shipped directly to you and me, to each customer. The facility, excuse me, meets NSF and GMP safety production standards and guarantees its product. And everything is sourced here in the United States. The strategy and mindset of the company is to actually be able to double up what you're seeing there in that production setup within 2 weeks to actually increase production at twice the volume within a 2-week period when it becomes necessary. And many companies can't meet demand as they grow, and they often go out of business in 3 to 5 years. So that's kind of an important piece if you're thinking about why you'd want to put your time into this company. ASEA is actually a global wellness company. They operate in 32 countries around the world. And being able to impact people around the world beyond the 9 to 5 in my office was an amazingly inspiring thought process for me. You know, within 10 years of being in the marketplace and $800 million of sales, and with the results that I'd seen, I knew the product had to work. I mean, after all, you can't have a product that can keep growing year after year after year without something that's working. ASEA'S mission is actually to improve the lives of others and to be a force for good in the world. And this is a unique approach based on something called principles and people over ego and economics that I was a little skeptical about when I first saw. But you know, when I had to make a decision about whether I was going to exchange income in my practice for international income outside of my practice, it had to be both possible and viable. But being able to amplify my impact by developing a team of like-minded friends to do the same thing and help me in this would never have been possible in the way that my business existed without ASEA. So perhaps you can kind of get a sense of why this feels like our forever home. ASEA's philanthropic arm is the Advancing Life Foundation. ASEA supports projects around the world, such as improving the human condition, from education in Ecuador to water in Vision Cambodia, and sex trafficking around the world through Operation Underground Railroad. And their newest edition is actually donating to Feed America for as long as America's going to need support. And we actually need people to join us just to be part of something bigger such as this. In 2009, Burtis Norton told the original members of ASEA to use the income that they would generate from helping improve other people's lives to make memories. And friendship and community, 5-star rewards that are available to every ASEA associate is a huge part of why independently wealthy people have actually chosen to join this company. Not for the income, but actually to be able to make a difference, to leave a legacy of their own. And these are just some of our ASEA team and family and global family. So let me just ask you as we wind up here, you know, what would your ASEA family look like? I mean, some families are small and some people, some of their families are really large, but that's like life, right? But here's the thing, you know, you're now the owner of some important information about a breakthrough that most people still don't know about even after 10 years. And most people are struggling or settling in some shape or form with their health or their finances or their freedom, hoping for a solution, even if they're not really voicing it very loudly. And maybe this is the solution for them, but either way, whether you share this information or you don't, I can tell you that you will impact someone's life. So let me ask you finally, are you ready to invest in your health simply because of all the amazing things that you've heard that this could do to support your vitality and wellness? Or are you excited to invest in the lives of other people and actually to receive thank you checks for every product that's consumed by someone in that chain reaction that you would begin? You know, from my office in Charlottesville, this message is actually spread through 27 countries, impacting thousands of people. And by sharing information about a patented product that has no competition, because we are the first and the only ones in this market. You know, I had no idea that nearly 4 years ago, that decision to simply have a greater impact on people's health would become my plan A. And I want to finish by saying thank you for making a decision to take the time this evening to become educated about this. I don't know if you came because of your health or you're looking for some financial security which can only come from independence, and that is so very clear given what's been going on in the world at the moment. But I hope that you've heard something that impacts your life, or maybe it was meant that you were here to share it with someone else that you know. And with that, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the recording. And you are welcome to